Standard Time, Melbourne, Australia. Here we are once again, ready to have a little discussion about life, the universe, and everything. And yes, the answer might be 42, but we'll keep investigating. So we shall wait and see for a few friends to join us, and then we'll dive into the conversation. Got a little friend here tonight, my Tiger's Eye friend. We'll have a little chat about Tiger's Eye. Hey, welcome aboard. Got my little Tiger's Eye friend with me tonight. We'll get into having a bit of a chat very soon. No problem. Lives don't start straight away. We have to allow people to see that we're here. And that we are. Once again, Sunday night. I do it regularly. 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. We start with our conversation. We give a minute or so for people to arrive. And for those who are looking for me to be on live during the week a bit more, things have been just a bit hectic at the moment. So I have not been jumping on as regularly, but hopefully in the future I will find the time. Amelia, I hope you have been well. Hello to you, my dear. The world's a little bit crazy at the moment, hey? But we're all good. We keep positive. We keep moving forward. Everything good with you? I'm going to talk about a few different things or a few different ways to think about things tonight. Some things I have spoken about, some things I have not spoken about before. And I will dive into those offshoot topics, trying to take it a little bit further. Please pray for him. Absolutely, Chompy Dog. Root canals are not fun. All right. So hopefully he gets through that. Shiva, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see your name up on the screen. Welcome to everyone that has jumped on, wants to hang out, have a listen to Naomi. We'll just go through and say hi to a few people. Naomi, how you going? Anyone wants to say hi? Now's the time to do it. Well, 9 years old is a good age to be, Shiva. That's a great thing. It was funny to me, Chompy Dog. I roll with the punches, mate. She's all good. For those who have seen me, for those who have not listened to me talk before, I talk about life and the way I look at life, from a metaphysical point of view. You get a lot of people talking about, I'm doing very well, Shiva. I'm doing very well, mate. I talk about life and the way I see it. And, it's for some people, it's not for others. That is all right. Pleased with everything that I talk about. Take the things that you like listening to, chuck out what you don't. I'm not here to tell people how to explore and learn. How you going? I'm not here to tell people that I have the answers to every problem that they have. I certainly do not. I don't have the problems. I don't have the answers to the problems all for myself. Who are you? Well, explore. I basically am an individual that looks at life through the lens of a metaphysical individual, and I basically believe that each person creates what happens to themselves in life. So the more positive a person is, the more positive things happen to you. So that is the basis to it, right? That there's a lot of scientific basis to, vibration and what we project into the world is what comes back to us. It's something that should be investigated by individuals. I believe that we're all in charge of what's going on in our own lives, and you can roll with that, believe that, or not believe that. But I'm an individual that very strongly believes that. So I believe it for myself. At the end of the day, the only reality that I have a say in is my own. So, and the same with all of you guys out there. Always enjoy my coffee. Um, so here, this stone I'm holding tonight. I don't know if you guys know crystals or natural stones, but this little golden brown stone is a tiger's eye. This is a single pointed. It's been cut and faceted into this shape, but it's a single pointed natural stone called a tiger's eye. I spent a lot of my earlier years selling crystals and yeah, basically talking about, can natural stones help human beings? Can we basically get something from a natural crystal? Vibration, which I believe we're all made up of, is there constantly. I mean, it's been proven that we've all got auras. We've got auras that vibrate. They reflect light from us. They vibrate. It shows that human beings actually behind the physical have a level of vibrational energy that actually helps us connect with different aspects to who we are. Now, hey Poppy, how you going, mate? Um, and you know, vibration is something that a lot of people, some get their heads around, some don't. But color, a basic thing about color is, you know, we often don't realize it, but when you walk into a certain colored room, for example, like a red room, let's say a whole room's painted red. A lot of pubs and clubs have really bright colors in them. Um, your eyes don't work. Okay, bro has a vape. Well, yeah, yeah, it's a natural stone, my friend, not a vape. I did read your message. Thank you. Um, don't be cheeky, explore. So when it comes to understanding, does color hold vibration? Yes, it does, because science has proven that human beings have vibration within their body. Yes, Paul, how you going, mate? Welcome to you, sir. Welcome back. Good to see you. Good to see your name jumping up on the screen. You're coming to hang out for a bit. And my friend, explore and learn. If you're not interested in what I'm talking about, you are free to move on. There's no one's holding you here against your will. And Paul, absolutely, mate. Thank you for the hi. I wanted to start tonight talking about how to understand that vibration actually is real. That frequency and vibration that science says run around the physical body is actually real. And there are different colors in vibration, or different levels of vibration that hold different colors, or colors are represented by those different levels of vibration. When you walk into a red room, you feel a certain way. You feel very different to when you walk into a room that's, say, painted bright green. It's because your different area of vibration is connecting with the vibration of the area of the room that you're in. Color and frequency affect us, right? How do they affect us? Everyone has differences of opinion about that. But they open up, from my perspective, they open up areas of vibration within ourselves, which those areas of vibration are then connected to emotional aspects or issues that we might be carrying within that area of vibration. And so you can have emotional feelings or feel different ways when you're around different colors, right? Because it reflects and connects with that part of yourself where you might be hanging on to stuff. And it's a similar aspect to how a natural stone works. So I was told a long time ago, in my early days of understanding natural stones, that crystals could be seen as pure vibrational light that's frozen in time, right? So it's a pure level of vibration of light, frozen in a physical form, i.e. a crystal, which constantly vibrates that level of energy, right, at its level of color and frequency. Now, yeah, no, this ain't a freak. This ain't a freak one, my friend. Genuine tiger's eye. You basically, when you're attracted to a stone, when you like the look of it, when you go, oh, I wouldn't mind, owning that or having that around, it's your higher self, your intuition that's actually saying, hey, maybe there's something within the area where this particular stone works that I want to actually dive into deeper, that I want to bring back to the surface, that I want to actually connect with and solve, right? Because they're tools, all right? Natural stones, crystals and gemstones are actually, hey, Oma Maria, how you going? The basically how a natural stone works is if you're attracted to it, you have it around yourself, you purchase it, and then it'll activate and connect with the same level of vibration within yourself. Once that happens, usually when you're attracted to a stone, it means you've got some type of blockage within that area of the stone that you want to actually bit of assistance to work on, right? Or fix that issue or let go of something that you've been hanging on to for a long time. A natural stone holds a high, clear level of vibration in the area of color where it works. If we have a blockage in that area, we have lowered our vibration in that area of vibration. So when you put a stone near you and this particular area is next to the same vibration here, it's forced up because a crystal is not a person. It's a frequency of vibration. And when you have got a blockage in your same area of vibration, bringing them together, like attracts like, energies will become the same. So your vibration is forced to lift to the natural stone. And then the only other thing that a natural stone does is it absorbs the blockage from you. It just absorbs the blockage. Hey, Money Mojo, how you going? It absorbs the blockage and allows the energy to flow through that particular area of vibration within yourself. Now, what can happen with people when they first wear a crystal is that you should cleanse crystals whenever you feel that you need to, right? It's a very personal thing. They absorb low vibration. That's what they do. They get to a point where they actually are full, right? They're full of low vibration they've absorbed, and cleansing a crystal is getting that crystal. It's like a little natural computer to let go of the low vibration it's been absorbing. You've cleansed it out of it, and it can keep on absorbing low vibration from everything around itself. So they're little cleansers of low vibration in the area of vibration where they work. So when you have that cleared from you and your vibration lifts back up in that particular area, you might find memories coming back into your mind about things that you've gone through. Maybe there's an issue or something that you pushed away when you were younger. Suddenly the memory comes back into the forefront of your conscious mind. You have another opportunity to deal with this particular issue, which is why you had a blockage in that area. Now, dealing with an issue is accepting that it happened, because in a very basic way, because when we don't deal with something, it's because we haven't accepted that it's happened to us. We can't possibly believe that happened. We blame someone else for something happening. We don't take ownership of it. We need to take ownership of the things that have happened to ourselves in our life, good, bad, ugly, fantastic, whatever they are. We need to take ownership of them. The bad things, or the things that are low vibrational, are very hard for people to accept that they created that for a reason for themselves, that they were part of that they wanted to go through that to understand themselves and come out the other side a much better, bigger, more positive human. That's the tough thing when people deal with their shit. And a lot of the things that happen to us happen when we're younger, and we can't deal with them when we're younger because we don't understand them so well. Hey, Roadstrom, how you going, mate? And because we're having trouble dealing with them when we're younger, we bottle them down. And then later on, when you become an adult, you think to yourself, okay, this memory comes back up. I've got another opportunity, whether I decide I'm going to accept that this happened and leave it where it is and let it go, and not have it keep being recreated in the now, right? I mean, everything that we go through is because we want to learn more about ourselves, everything. And I know the hard things that we go through, they're hard things for a reason, right? But if we can't get our head around the fact that we create everything, I mean, you either believe you create everything that happens to yourself or you create nothing. There's no middle ground. It'd be great. I suppose it'd be confusing, really, but if you could take ownership of just the positive stuff that happened, which a lot of people do without realizing, and that's why they stay blocked, right? Because they won't allow themselves ownership of something that seems negative. But think of it this way: a lot of the things that happen to us all, that when if you don't go through those negative experiences, you wouldn't get to where you are now. And when you look at it like that, then that negative time or negative situation actually becomes something that's made a catalyst for you to get to where you are right now. So it becomes positive, right? When you step back and you look at, your overall life path and so on, that these harder times often can be the jumping point to make you realize that there's more to life than XYZ. So how do you choose? Thank you, Money Mojo. How do you choose what crystal to wear? So, I've always said to individuals that it's intuitive. It's a feeling. It's what stands out. If you have a certain color, if you're looking at a few different colored natural stones, and one just keeps on screaming at you, and you go, "Gee, that looks good. Gee, that looks good." It's as simple as that. You can get a feeling about a stone, not necessarily it's just looking good, but the general thanks, Blogsy. How you going, mate? The general understanding is you want to trust what you're feeling about a natural stone. So your intuition knows what area of vibration is holding the issue that you want to work with now, right? So if, for example, like I've been showing off a little tiger's eye tonight. So there's a bit of tiger's eye. Absolutely beautiful stone. This is just a carved tiger's eye into a single terminator. They call those terminators at the top. But natural stones form in, the stalagmites, stalactites. You see pictures of them on YouTube all the time. But they actually naturally form like that. They're quite amazing. But it helps energy to spiral and focus when they're in that natural terminator or DT form. If you were attracted to tiger's eye, I would say to you that you're needing to realize something quite quickly, because tiger's eye is, in general, it's a very masculine energy stone. There's two types of energy that human beings work with. They work with feminine energy and masculine energy. It's not about being a guy or male or female. We both work with both types of energy. Masculine energy. Oh, I've got a bit of Chanel going on. Oh, Blogsy, you're a shocker, mate. When you want something done now, masculine energy. I need this done now. You're very direct. It's strong energy. Bang, away we go. I want that sorted straight away. Tiger's eye works with masculine energy, so it's very strong. It's very working out the answer. Bang, let's put it on the table. Let's not muck around. We're a feminine energy stone. How you going, unknown female? How you going? 222. Very nice. I like the triple digits. When you work with a feminine energy stone, it's more over time. So you might be something that you're trying to build on knowledge with something. You're trying to strengthen yourself with something. Well, that's color and frequency and vibration, my friend Rodstrom. So, there's certain things about them that exist. Science does not have an idea to why, what, if anything, the vibration of a stone does. They just have proven that they hold vibration. Metaphysics will tell you that we're made up of vibrations. So I am a big believer about natural stones, that they absorb low vibration from us, from in their particular area where they work, right? And so tiger's eye. What is tiger's eye? What does it generally work on, right? Tiger's eye, I would say, all the way from Belfast, Northern Ireland. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Unknown female, that's fantastic. Love the comments. Tiger's eye is about finding your true, or getting back in alignment with your true desire in life. the things that are inside you that you want to really go after and experience in your life. All right. You want to remind yourself, it's like someone that's forgotten why they came here to live this life. It's a wake up call. It's, hey, slap you in the face. This is what you want to be doing. So I often find people that are attracted to Tiger's Eye have taken a direction that maybe their intuition or their true self wants a bit of a shake up, wants to actually, go back onto a path that's more aligned with what they maybe originally first came here to do. It does. Well, the masculine energy can slap you in the face too. But Tiger's Eye, for me, one of the main things I realized was it just reminds you of who you are. What do you actually want to be doing? What's this life about? It's like a tiger. It's like a tiger. It roars like a tiger. It allows you to come out and say, this is my passion. I'm going after it. Get the hell out of my way. I mean, it's one of the things that it does, right? For me, that's what it did. All right, that's what it did. It was a time in my life where I needed to be reminded, or I needed to remind myself of what I was going after and the direction in life that I was taking. And they were things that came up in me while wearing Tiger's Eye. I also know of an individual, and here's a little side note story. I know of an individual that got Tiger's Eye, was going through a lot of different things at the time, and realized that the person in their life that they were with wasn't the right person, ended up leaving that person and heading off in a totally different direction. Massive changes in that person's life. And they then transform their life into, 2 to 3 times more successful in what they'd been. So, it can wake you up to so many different things about who you are. It's one stone, right? It is a powerful stone. It's a direct stone. So if you're looking, hey, Coquette, how are you going? Thank you for being here. It's one of those stones that, when you're feeling lost, a lot of people are attracted to it, right? A lot of people are attracted to it. And, it's a beautiful stone, right? Absolutely beautiful stone. And I thought I'd show Tiger's Eye tonight because it's one of my favorite stones. When it comes to, I like that. When it comes to, what we're going through at the moment around the world, a lot of people are feeling like they're, disconnected, that there's a lot of craziness going on out there. That's all good. It's all good, my friend from Belfast. I'm very happy that you're here. It's one of those things that people at the moment in the world do feel a bit like everything's a bit crazy out there, and there's a lot of crazy stuff going on. And oh yeah, I love fluorite too, Money Major. I could talk about that later for you if you like to. But I think it's about, again, focusing back within yourself. No, I'm not from New Zealand. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. So I'm an Aussie. Thank you very much. But I think a lot of people need to find connection with their life again, or connect with themselves in a way that makes you confident about what you're going after. I mean, life is about enjoying it to its fullest potential. It's about being your most authentic self you can be, living the life that's right for you. You came into this world by yourself, you'll leave by yourself. And I'm not saying you don't care about other people, because we do. But I think the number one person we should all be trying to make sure is okay is ourselves, right? And it starts with that, right? It starts with that self-care, self-worth, self-love, all those positive affirmations, looking in the mirror and saying, I'm a good person, because guess what? Every single one of you is a good person. You are good people. You're perfect. You're imperfectly perfect, whether that's a word or not. But you all need to start looking at yourselves that you are perfect, that you are uniquely perfect, right? Thanks, Freddie. Stephen McGowan. Oh, how are you, mate, from the UK? Hello to you, sir, from Melbourne, Australia. Look, I want us to empower ourselves because that's what it's about. The world won't change if we all just go along with everyone else. The world changes when we all individually connect with who we truly are and bang, we go after the things that make us feel the best we feel. All right. That's as simple as that. Connect with the passions that you have for yourself. Connect with the things that appreciate you, unknown female. Appreciate you a lot. I work on that every day, my authentic self, and it's something that I hope resonates, and I hope people like yourself pick up on that because it's what we all want to be trying to do: become the most authentic versions of ourselves we can be. We're not, a lot of organizations will tell us all that, we're actually sinners and we're lesser than and blah, blah, blah. Well, we're not. We're not sinners at all. We're beings of love and light and vibration, and we're trying to understand who we are from different aspects of ourselves. And this lifetime that we're living right now is a part of who we are, right? It's a part of who we are. We're not our soul and our being. Okay, a lot of people think, oh, that's inside who we are. It's funny because what I've come to understand is that inside, it's not about you connect with who you are from your heart, from what's here. But this human form is a small part of who we truly are. We are much more aligned with the all that is, with existence, with you know with vibration, with everything in the world. I mean, we are not less than. We are all the same. We are all unique, and we are all from the one source of perfection. And we are imperfectly perfect because we want to understand ourselves from many different facets, and that's what existence is. We basically, yeah, it's very dark top and words, and I've got the smooth criminal look, Freddie. the we want to understand ourselves from these different perspectives, right? We truly do. And I think that's why we come to live these lives. We want a different perspective and learn about ourselves from that different perspective. In this life, I'm Craig. I've grown up in Melbourne, Australia, and I'm learning about life and seeing life through Craig's eyes, as you guys in all different parts of the world are experiencing your existence through your eyes, right? And you're going through your lessons and you're adding to how you see yourself and how much more of yourself you can connect with. There was a certain topic I was going to dive into tonight. So for those who haven't listened to me before, I do talk about the aspect or the metaphysical point of view of that everyone creates their own reality. Okay, what you put out there, what you say, what you think, what you say, what you do in actions on a daily basis tells your higher self or your subconscious mind what you want to create more of. Okay, yep, all those guys are awesome. And basically, if you are not knowing who you are fully and taking ownership of how you act and what you believe and how you feel, all these things packaged together by looking in the mirror and being the most authentic person you can be for yourself. Once you know who you are, once you know who you are in the now, you can become anyone you want to be. It's because it only exists now, right? Everything exists right now. But all the blockages and all the limitations and all the different things that are programmed onto us are the things that we try and clear and release as we go along in life, and we try and improve ourselves and we try and be that best version. I always try and treat everyone the way I would like to be treated. I always are very understanding to the fact that this person that I've come in contact with is a reflection somehow of me because they have come into my reality. So they're important. They're just as important as I am because they are me. It's an extension of myself. The reflection of you is what gets created around and outside yourself. So, there was a homeless woman today when I went into the local supermarket, and I gave her a couple of dollars, and I could see everyone was ignoring her. She was quirky and different, but, I said, look, I haven't got much cash on me, but here you go. And I didn't talk to her about anything, and she was very thankful. And, she made one comment that I found interesting. Oh, is that all you can give me? And I looked at her and I said, well, that's what I've got on me. And she went, thank you. And I continued off to do some shopping. Everyone that comes into our world is a reflection of ourselves. So if you can help someone in even the smallest way, you don't have to give someone $1,000, but you have to make some type of effort that you appreciate them, that they are a part of you in some way. They've come into your world to give you a reflection of yourself, even if you don't realize why they're there at that point in time. Things happen for a reason. Synchronicities happen at the right time for a particular reason. You are that reason. You have created those synchronicities at those times to help wake yourself up to whatever it is that you're trying to create. All right? Because each of us are trying to do different things, and each of us create different realities for what we're focused on and what we're going through at this particular stage. So pay attention to what comes into your world if you want to keep on growing and expanding. Sorry, I'm not getting to all your comments, my friend there in Belfast, but I'm on a roll. I'll have a look up. But yeah, like it's paying attention to what's going on in your world, right? What's coming into your reality, so that you can get the reflection of yourself. And yeah, it's really a very important part to each individual growing and understanding themselves more and more and more, right? By paying attention to what's in front of you now. If you have the same things every day coming into your world every day, similar things all the time, you are stuck in a loop. You're recreating it because you're not getting the message. You're not getting some message that you're trying to tell yourself, because everything around you is a message from you to you. That's true. Yes, regurgitation. Exactly. So I'm going to touch on a particular point tonight. So basically, when it comes to, now I've written this down because I want to make a remember, when it comes to creating your own reality, judgments are a huge help to each person understanding their own reality, or transforming your reality to be more positive, to be more abundant, to be more loving. We're living a human existence, yeah? And with everything that happens, when we look at things from a human perspective, most people will judge other situations, other people, but all types of things. We judge things across the day, all day long, without even realizing it. Right? Why did that guy just run out from the thing straight onto the road? He nearly got hit. Oh my goodness. We're making a judgment. Now, I want you to think about what making a judgment from you means. Now, I know it's a human thing to make a judgment, but when we judge something, we are not accepting it. Okay? We're not accepting it. We're fighting it. Now, think about that for a sec, right? If we all create our own reality, if you are creating everything that happens in your life, you're in charge, no one else, you're part of the all that is, you're creating it, you're changing it as you go along, you're manifesting all that reality that comes into your world every moment of every day, why do you want to fight it? Who are you fighting? When you understand that you're creating your own reality, when you believe that, when you truly understand that and have proven it to yourself and believe that, judgment can cease. Now, you might say to yourself, why is that important? The observer allows the flow, trusts that you are creating everything that you need and want in your life. You don't have to judge anything, because every time you judge something that you're creating in front of yourself, you're putting a block there. Yeah. No worries, mate, Mojo. Thanks for hanging out. Hey, Lincoln, how you going? So, judgments, all judgments, are ourselves stopping ourselves from going with the flow in our life. We obviously, when we judge, there's a part of us that doesn't believe that we've actually created this ourselves. We can't get our head around it. Now, let's take this a little bit deeper. When something bad happens on the news, when someone does something evil, how can we possibly not judge that? Very, very hard. Those things are the hardest things to not be judgmental about. I mean, look at history, people do bad things. Everyone becomes afraid that someone like that can do those things. And we get angry and we upheave, we have wars, we have fights, we have all types of everything comes from judgments, all types of fear and negativity. Judging what goes on is the beginning of that, because we're fighting against ourselves. Now, it's a concept that's another step in, right? Now, I've been speaking live, doing my live since probably early December 2025. I started doing these because I wanted people to see the authentic me. I just was like, well, doing a video, posting things, that's okay, but you really don't get to see if a person's genuine unless you see them live. And it's the best I can do for all of you guys out there to know that I'm genuine. I believe the things that I believe. I've proven these things to myself. Taking the understanding of creating one's own reality, proving that to yourself, that what you put into the world, what you believe, gets put into the world from the belief that's inside yourself. They're connected. Because even if you're not creating things that you're happy with, right? It's not about judging those things, because once you're judging something, it's already created and done. You're just getting angry with yourself that you created that. Why would I create that? I can't believe I create that. Now, the only way you're going to think about this or understand this if you actually do take on the understanding that you create your own reality. Because if you don't believe that and you believe that there's another being making everything happen to you in your life, then judge away, because you don't have any say in what gets created, because you don't believe that. All right. So this conversation would be null and void for someone that believes that there's another entity that makes everything happen to them in their lives, or that they're not involved in that. But so this understanding is for those of us that do understand that we create our own reality, that when we speak really positively to someone, they want to speak really positively back, because you are putting out a very high vibration of love and light and joy. And when you do, and someone connects into your field of vibration that's up here, it draws them up, right? And you are proving in a small way how you've just created that situation. You've created that reality. You've lifted someone else's vibration because you are unwilling to come down, right? It's like someone acting really badly, and the only way that a fight can start or people can get out of hand is when people drop down, they start going off at the same level. Stay high. This person here that's feeling bad and acting out often will be drawn up to that and think, oh, I'm so sorry that I'm acting like this, because you're giving them a positive reflection, and then they're looking at it straight back at themselves. They've got nowhere to go. They're not a lot of those people try and bring other ones down to them by, nasty comments or whatever they're trying to do to upset that person. So they'll come down, and then it makes their reality seem real, that, yeah, everything is bad. And, you should feel bad too because I feel bad. How about the other way, where we hold ourselves up here to a high positive attitude and light within ourselves, and people that come in contact with us are lifted to that? This is what's going on in the world. You choose to hold your light, to hold your truth, to stay positive and lift others around you, or you choose to bring people down to your level by acting out and being and not dealing with the shit that you've gone through, right? Everything that happens to us is because we wanted it to happen. And when you've just gone through bad stuff, it's probably the hardest time to realize that. But once you understand that that particular incident takes you to another place in life where you got to open up and experiencing something amazing, that so-called negative experience becomes a positive experience because it brought you to that new position that you couldn't imagine yourself not being in. It's about being able to step back from your life, look at the overline, the long line of it, the linear aspect to it all, and really be able to then say, okay, yes, that was a hard thing I went through there, but I learned resilience in that. I learned all these things from that stuff going on, and that has bode me well to achieve these amazing things as I've gone down the track and been able to help other people that have gone through similar things. I don't believe we have to go through negative stuff to have positive experiences, but I think they're very direct ways of catapulting ourselves into something quite amazing, right? Life is there for each of us to take the reins in, right? It's your lives. Everything about life is for you, to change into whatever it is that you want to create for yourself. Remember this: you can create very negative situations in your life. You can create really, how do I put it, horror movies in your life. You can. And some people want that. Some people like that. Existence isn't, or creation of your own reality isn't locked into for only bad people or only good people. Every single person, that's neutral. The aspect of creating one's reality is what you are putting out. So if you hold the desire, if you want it enough, if you don't try and create it in specific ways and break it all down, it's, hang on, existence, oh, wrong, same purpose. It's up to yourself, right? When you add the couple of things in the mix together, when it comes to understanding how a person creates their own reality, it is about knowing that this is something that I want, but also looking at yourself and saying, all right, everything, because I create my own reality, every single thing in my world is a creation from me, right? I take ownership of that. So I am very thankful and grateful for all the things that I've created. Now, every single person, Zilly, I'll just say this to you, mate. I'm a metaphysician, so I believe I create my own reality and that we're all a part of the all that is, which is existence itself. So that's how I look at life. I don't give my power away to a God figurehead. I believe people need to take ownership of their own lives, that we've all come from the same place. We'll all be heading back to the same place. There's no thought of anyone's different. We're all the same. We're all brothers and sisters. We're all living this life, and we just want to live the best lives we possibly can for ourselves. So that's how I see it, mate. So if you like what I talk about, sweet. If you don't, people can move on. That's all good. So get myself back on track with my train of thought now. Appreciate you, mate. Appreciate everyone in my world. So, when it comes to creating more of the things that we want for ourselves, if you understand or you come to a realization that you are creating what goes out in your world, that you find yourself believing that, you want to be taking, you want to be grateful and thankful for everything that you do. Right? Because you probably won't be thankful and grateful for everything that happens in your life unless you understand that you create it all. Because when you are saying, I'm thankful and grateful for, okay, this cup of coffee, I created this cup of coffee, I created the abundance that was able to pay for the cup, pay for the coffee inside, and I've also created these lovely beige curtains behind me and abundance for that, and a light on in my house and warmth coming out of ducted heating. And, I take ownership that I've created all of that. Then I'm sending that message to my subconscious or higher self mind. And I believe fully that the subconscious or the higher self creates our reality for us. So if you are sending the message that you are thankful and grateful for all the abundance in your life, then your higher self or your subconscious mind will create more of what you ask for. This is creating your own reality. If you are angry about life, if you are putting out anger and frustration, all that, your subconscious mind sees you acting that way, hears you swearing, hears you getting upset, and guess what? It creates more situations along those lines. You are creating your own reality. Each individual is. On a world scale, one day I believe we're all going to wake up to that reality, because that is the reality. I've proven that to myself, as many millions of metaphysical thinking people have. That what we put out there vibrationally and attitude and all that, that's our vibration. We're expressing what we want, we're acting the way we act, we're thinking the way we think. All these things go forward to manifesting what you are manifesting in your world. You choose how you act. If you act like a dick, you will create situations made for a dick. Aussie lingo, but probably worldwide lingo, right? If you want great positive things, abundance, love, joy, excitement in your life, one must be that. Be joy, be abundant, be loving. Tell yourself at the higher level, because you, in this human form, are a part of yourself. You are not the be all and end all. You're actually a part. And you're sending a message to the fuller you that creates your own reality for the smaller part of yourself, the human form here in this life, to create what you're asking for. Ask for the right stuff. Stop acting like, negatively. Because when you act and you drop down to that level, you are creating more of that. You'll find more negative things happening. Now, when we shift our thinking, when we shift our attitude towards ourselves, and we realize these things and towards our life, it doesn't happen instantaneously. Because I want you also to understand this, all right? You are wired. Once you are programmed with certain beliefs and attitudes that have been jammed upon you as a young person all the way through, and your whole being has been creating the same things over and over again, negative situations and different things going on. When you change the wiring, it doesn't happen instantly. It takes a little bit of time. You're starting to send a new message. pay attention to the synchronicities in your life. So if all of a sudden something comes into your world after you've changed, or you think you've changed the way you're thinking, and you're starting to speak more positively and you're acting more positively and you're caring about people around you more, then pay attention to what starts to come into your world, what starts to manifest in your world. I had a great synchronicity the other week. I changed a few things about abundance, and an individual that I usually see once a year, but a very old friend of mine, suddenly found him in my reality, and he was giving me some advice. It was like a 1 in a million crossing paths at this point. And I'll tell you, that's synchronicity at its best. And it's not about proving it to someone else, but it was something that I realized straight away. I was like, wow, this is an awesome reflection for me. So, it is about taking the ownership of what you're doing, realizing that there is power in yourself. You are not less than. You are not meek. You are not weak. You are not lesser than. You are part of existence. You exist. You think, therefore you are. You are not going to vanish when you cross over, when this life finishes. You will cross over and reconnect with who you truly are again. You will go back home and you will reassess, how did I go? There won't be anyone standing there judging you or giving you a scorecard. You'll look at your life. You'll have a look at how you went. Well, that is your opinion, Chris. On my page, I'm a metaphysician. So if you're happy to listen to a metaphysical guy talking about creating his own reality, happy for you to stay. But if you start talking about your stuff, then you find that I'll block you, because that's not a place for it here. But all cool. So when we basically are putting out those positive attitudes, those positive thoughts, those positive actions in our life, that's the message that we're sending to our higher self to create more of those experiences in our life. And when we're caught up in low vibrational stuff, when we don't know the difference, when we're acting out bad things, it's an Ankh, mate. It's an Egyptian symbol. It means eternal life. That we go on forever, lifetime after lifetime. When we act a certain way, this is the message we're sending our higher self, or our truer self, because this is the part of ourself that creates our own reality. No worries, Chris. All good, mate. You have a good day. But that's the thing, right? When we take ownership of how we're acting, when we listen to our heart, when we act authentically positive, we will create more of those things for ourselves. I haven't met too many people that consciously want to create bad things for themselves, right? Once we become aware that we're actually in charge, and we've been in charge the whole time, that's when the switch happens. There's a switch that'll go, oh, then everything I've been doing has done. Because when you look at how you've been acting through your life, right? When you look back at your life and go, okay, I've created all these things at different times, but how was I acting? What did I really want? And that can be hard to connect those two things together. So I more encourage people to say, okay, look at yourself right now, right? See what happens when you act different ways in different situations. Try a time where you go, if you yell at someone, that'll upset someone, and they'll drop their vibration, or you can get a person yelling back at you. Those two scenarios will happen. When you yell at someone, and generally you're not going to get most people going, oh, that's okay, don't be upset. They instantly are brought down to that angry, lower vibration, right? When you act really nice, the other end of the scale, you find it's much more easier. People are drawn to that too. They'll come up to that level, right? But you're actually proving to yourself that what you do creates your own reality and actually creates the level of vibration that you want to have in your world, right? When you respond to someone dropping off a package, and I use this analogy a lot, and you say, thank you so much for coming up the steps and ringing the bell and bringing that to me. I really appreciate you, thank you so much. If you do that a little bit over the top, you'll find that person, oh, no problem, that's all right. You have a great day. And they respond in kind, or they're a bit embarrassed because they don't normally get that type of positivity, but you'll pick up on that, right? You'll pick up on that. And, it's all about proving these things to oneself. Metaphysics hasn't happened or become an understanding and a belief of millions around the world because there's nothing to it. Metaphysical people prove life to themselves. That's what they do. I don't believe something that I haven't proven to myself. I don't believe in blind faith. I never have. It doesn't sit with me. Why would I believe something blindly when somebody just goes, oh, I just believe this book and what's written here and there's no proof, but hey, everyone else is doing it? That would be being a sheep, right? Metaphysical people are completely opposite. They believe that they create their own reality. They're a part of existence. We're all equal. There is no better than or less than. We're the same. We're family. We're brothers and sisters of the universe. We come from the same place. How can people treat people badly if they were thinking like that? When people think that they're better than everyone else, that's when you get wars and arguments and judgments and all that shit. It just creates volatility. It just creates anger in the world. And I'm not one for that. I'm one for, love your life. Live a great life. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Be the best version of yourself you can be. That's what it is, everyone. That's what it is, right? Life is about enjoyment. It's about learning more about who we are. We don't, the problem with so many people is they just want to blindly believe what everyone else tells them. I'm not telling you to believe something blindly. I'm telling you to prove it to yourself, right? I'm telling you to go out there and experience your life. And when you act different ways, different things get created. Why? Because you're the one creating it. And once you click with that, you can create anything you want in your life. The only thing stopping you are your own beliefs. Your own beliefs are the things in the way of you creating magnificent experiences and lives for yourself. There is no limitation to what you can create. You are part of the all that is. You are perfect as you are. You're imperfectly perfect. But you just need to believe in who you are and you need to understand how you do it, right? Once you understand what you've been doing and that you've been doing it the whole time, then you can take conscious control of that and say, okay, I've been doing this unconsciously, but now I'm going to consciously try and create things that I want to have more in my life, right? Hey, Explore, how you going? And you are perfect, 966. You are. Maybe no one's ever told you that in your life, mate, but you are, right? If you think that everyone out there talking positively, that I've had a life of positiveness, you'd be very mistaken, mate. Life has been its ups and downs journey for me as much as anyone. But it's taught me everything that I know today. And I'm very comfortable in my own skin, right? I'm very much, cheeky bugger. I'm very much someone that is being my true self, is being true to myself. I don't need to prove myself to anyone. I think that speaking your truth is something that more people need to do. If you're not out there trying to hurt other people, then live your best life, right? I'm here to tell you that life is not out of your control. Life is very much in all of our control. Yes, there is a conscious collective of the world, right, where everyone's vibrations and thoughts all come together with a conscious collective. But on an individual basis, you can actually shift your world quite dramatically to whatever you like. The world could be in disarray, but you could be having great experiences if you believe and hold true to that. You are all individually amazing individuals, all right? And maybe no one's ever told you that in your life, but that's the truth, right? Look, I think that individuals need to understand that you can prove so many of these things about the life experience through testing and trialing and seeing what happens with attitude and all those type of things. And it's something to be interested in. It's something to explore. It's not something to be, thinking that, oh, well, it's not for me. Life is for everyone. Do you want to know the truth about life? Well, see what happens when you act a certain way. See what happens when you think a certain way. You just have to basically go out there and be the best version of yourself you can be. If you want a great reflection to come back to you, if you want your world to transform into something more, think about it. The world tells you to set goals, to achieve goals, work hard, do this, do that. That's all beliefs. Belief, belief, belief. Work hard, save hard, study hard, tick, tick, tick. And because you believe all those things, that's what you do. And that's how you go about creating your own reality. But if you were to think broader, if you were to let go of some of those human beliefs, if you were to expand your thoughts, you could allow yourself to create more amazing things in your life. Well, see, if you're talking about God in the religious sense, then that's fine. If that's where you are right now, my friend. I look at it as God, Goddess, all it is, that it's the life force of the universe, but we are a part of that. We are equal. There is no God up here to us. We are connected with the God, Goddess's power. We create our own reality. We are part of it. We are all equal. There is no one judging you. There is nothing you have to do to achieve immortality. You are already immortal. That's what I believe. You have got the golden ticket to existence. So because you are here creating this world for yourself, create it amazingly. Go out there and believe that you can. See what happens. Life's there to be enjoyed. You don't have to go through hell and back to create great things. You just have to believe in yourself that you are amazing and that you can have anything you want in your life. It's true, but it's not God or the religious sense that's making these things happen for you. You choose what you bring into your life. You manifest every millisecond of the day. You are creating your own reality. Every time you judge something in your life in a way that you're not happy with what's just happened, you are blocking the flow of your creation. You have to trust that you are creating everything for the reasons that you want. You're creating everything as you go along. Try not to judge so much what's coming into your world. Try to accept that, hey, I've done that. Oh, that's an interesting experience. All right, that's going to lead me to something better. Trust in the flow of life, right? Trust that everything you bring into your world has been done by you, and I'm a good person, and I'm abundant, and I create all the positive things in my world. So this is going to be good for me. Don't judge. Go with the flow, right? And for me, to all of you, that's my message for tonight, and that's where I'm going to leave the chat. So I want to thank everyone, because for those who haven't been able to jump on live, I will load this up onto the YouTube stage so that you can rewatch it. I think there's a lot of good things I've hit on tonight. So feel free to look at it again. You might be able to pick a few things out to remind yourself about what I've spoken about. But look, I appreciate you all. You're all fantastic. You know, you're all doing the best you can. Don't beat yourself up about life. Embrace your life. Be the most positive, be the most authentic person you can. Do the things that you love to do, and the rest will take care of itself. All right? So from me to you, Craig's World rocks. Remember, so does yours. All right? And we'll see you again very soon. All right? Stay positive, my friend. Craig out. See you guys.